Hey, welcome to Illinois, episode 43. I'm here with you and me. How you doing today, babe?
I'm doing great, Joe. How are you?
I'm doing always better because of you. This is the NFL edition, so throw that big skin and pay attention, have some fun. We've got a lot of games that were on the docket this week.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was pretty exciting. Let's dive into the first game and let's talk about teams that I care about because they're in the same division as my teams. The Lions played against the Packers, and this was going to be like, watch out, close, highly contested, very, very competitive. Watch out. You know what we learned? What did we learn?
To stay out of the way.
Stay out of the way of Dan Campbell, the coach of the Lions, of Jared Goff. I think maybe the MVP. Maybe the number one MVP candidate right now.
Yeah. Probably the MVP of the year.
Yes, agreed. Which we said the same thing, but I agree 100%. Amon St. Brown, he's a wide receiver on the team. They got Jahmyr Gibbs and ex-Chicago Bear David Montgomery around the ball. They're just awesome.
Badasses.
They are badasses. That's if we say it. They're totally badasses. I think the best team in the league. They also just made a trade for an edge rusher from the Browns to come on the team, Ladarius Sneed, who's like the man. And
absolutely,
they're going to be better now because they lost Aiden Hutchinson. I think the rest of the NFL needs to watch out for the Detroit Lions. Now, we know somebody that's a fan of the team. Amanda's probably pretty happy right now.
Actually, we know two people, and one is actually our newest relative.
That's very true. Actually, I know three. But you're right.
Okay, one of your friends.
One of my friends, Terrence. Team Money, I hope you're watching. I love you. But Lions killing it, crushing it. I love it for a couple reasons. If I may, I'm a Bears fan. I want the Bears to do good. I hate the Packers, so I'm glad the Lions beat the Packers.
But I think the Lions is our division adapted team.
Not even a little bit, but I'm happy for the people that we mentioned, for sure.
But after the Bears in the division, it's got to be Lions.
I don't do that. I don't know.
You have to. You have to do it for our people.
I won't. I love you guys, but I won't do that. But I will say this.
I will.
Coach Shan,
I like the Lions.
Coach Shan Campbell, I love you. I wish you were a Bears coach. You're my favorite coach in the NFL. If I was playing for you, I would run through that wall for you. I'm doing the whole shaky thing. I gotta stop.
Okay. Are you seriously gonna go there? The NFL, the best coach is Andy Reid.
Oh, that's a good call.
Remember your first or second episode? If you don't love Andy Reid, then right.
There's something wrong with
but you don't love yourself. That was the exact quote.
Well, before we talk about Andy Reid's team, I do want to actually switch gears because the Lions are so amazing and they're amazing. But also the Cowboys played against the Falcons. Now.
Yep, Dak was back.
And then Dak got hurt. He got hurt. He's on IR. He's on IR now. They put him on injured reserve. That game, and they lost only like 27-24. It was a really close game. Surprisingly. But the Cowboys.
But I think Dak, he actually got sacked a couple times.
Dak got sacked. Sacked again.
Again.
Yes. The really, the takeaway I have from that game is the Cowboys are in a lot of trouble. Dak got put on the injured reserve.
I think that was the consensus last week.
Yeah, this was their last week to kind of like salvage their season. It's okay.
I don't think they're making the playoffs.
No. Now the Falcons probably will.
Because Kirk Cousins, he just keeps getting better and better and better.
He's like the coolest relative. Like you can have a brother and a sister.
But come on, you gotta love your cousins.
Gotta love your cousins.
I know he loves a couple of my cousins.
Anywho's. I love all your family, though. Your family's wonderful, and they've always been so sweet. But Cowboys are in trouble. They traded for a guy, Jeremy Mingo from the Panthers, another wide receiver. He sucks. We're curious as far as what happens to CeeDee Lamb, the wide receiver on that team. He got hurt again. Dak Prescott, their starting quarterback, is now in injured reserve, which means he's going to miss at least the next 4 games, probably the rest of the year.
But I don't think that's going to hurt them. It might actually benefit them.
I don't see that at all. I think they're a lost cause. I think they're done. And considering they're the most valuable franchise in all of football, you don't get what you pay for in this case. Because if you're like, oh, they're worth $10 billion, well, you'd think they'd be pretty good. Well, they're not. So
pretty bad.
They're they don't have the same quarterbacks as the 49ers, but they are for sure pretty bad. So we'll see what happens with the Cowboys. I know Micah Parsons is coming back. He's arguably the best defender in football, so that's going to help them. Cooper Rush is now going to be their quarterback. If you don't know who he is, congrats. No one does. That doesn't follow like football constantly. He's but he ain't all that. But he's But we'll see what happens with that. Falcons are looking good. Kirk Cousins spinning that ball, throwing that football around. Now, Kirk Cousins' main receiver, Drake London, did get hurt. We'll see what happens with that. I think it
was Drake London.
What did I say?
Landon.
I meant to say London, not Landon. So good call with that. Good correction with that too. I appreciate it.
Well, I did see the game.
We were watching it. So Drake, but they still have Kyle Pitts. When you don't know what to go through, where do you go? And what's in Pitts? Putting on the Pitts. Putting on the Pitts because it's Kyle Pitts, but I like it. That was good. Or to my boy from college, putting on the Fritz. You know what I'm saying? Joe. But we'll see how all that works out. Let's move to my team.
Uh-oh. I mean, Dak wasn't the only one who got kind of sacked.
6 times? 6 times.
It was.
So my beloved Bears played against the Cardinals.
The Cardinals.
Coming into this season, I was hoping after 8 games, my team would be 5-3 at the worst. So 4-4. I thought last week was really the game that they blew, but this week, could have kind of went up in the air. Cardinals are a really good team. One thing the Cardinals did, and by the way, Cardinals beat the Bears. Caleb didn't look great. Defense didn't look great for the first time all year, which is a little concerning to me as a Bears fan. But it proved a couple things. First off, the Cardinals have
We are not going to bet on Caleb. Not yet.
No, you're right. Because we're going to talk about who you can bet on.
That's coming up.
Not Caleb. Couple thoughts from that game that I'm thinking really quick, and I'd love to hear your thoughts. But first thing is, Bears have a lot of problems. The Bears have a lot of problems. They can't protect the quarterback, so the offensive line blows. Montez Sweat, their amazing defensive end, didn't play, and when he doesn't play, they can't rush the quarterback on the other side. So the defense can't rush the quarterback. And on the other way, the offensive line can't stop the defense from rushing Caleb. That's a problem. The biggest issue, though, that the Bears have, and it's been happening all year, but with Montez Sweat not playing, they can't stop the run at all. The Arizona Cardinals rushed for over 200 yards against my beloved Bears, and over 100 plus for James Conner.
I thought the Bears' defense was going to be there.
Well, their run defense has been suspect, and it really was bad. So, as a Bears fan, and I'm a Chicago fan, but as a Bears fan, I still have hope for the future because I do believe Caleb Williams can. I'm not as confident he will be, but I'm confident he can be a good quarterback. I really am. You get the offensive line situated, give him a little time back there. I think things will be good. Bears also traded their backup, their third string backup running back, Khalil Herbert, today to the Bengals, which he wasn't being played, so that's nothing. They got a 7th round draft pick, which kind of irritates me. I think they a little bit better now. But that's neither here nor there. Defense is strong. Defense, again, you lose Montez Sweat. He's the best outside rusher. That means you have no pressure on the quarterback. You see what happens. They take a hit. I think they'll be okay, but this year, any thoughts I had for the Bears making the playoffs is gone. It's done. It's done. So all I want to see happen from this point forward is to see what our pieces are to build for the future. What are the young guys we still want to stick with? What are some of the older guys we still want to stick with? Who makes sense to stay on the team? Obviously, Caleb, and blah, blah, blah. But
there's of course, DeAndre Swift.
DeAndre Swift is a baller. He's a running back. He kind of had an off day.
And then Cole Kmet.
Cole Kmet's not being used as much. I think he had like one target last and he's a beast of a tight end. But yes, he's a future piece.
And then
Rome Odunze is a future piece. DJ Moore is a future.
He's a rookie, right?
Yeah. DJ Moore, hopefully, although DJ Moore was caught on camera walking off the field while play was happening. We need to figure out more about that. They haven't really talked about it. It's a little weird. But I think the Bears are going to be okay.
I think besides the offensive line, like all the other offensive pieces are pretty strong.
Yeah, they're pretty good. But they're not as strong as the offensive pieces that now exist in Kansas City. Because Kansas City decided, first off, Kansas City's got the best quarterback I've ever seen. I think he's going to end up becoming the GOAT. The GOAT is still Tom Brady.
Well, I mean, he is the greatest quarterback career-wise, currently. But we are talking about Jared Goff, currently holding the MVP for the current season.
Yeah, but it really harbors back to homeboy right up here. Homeboy right here. It really kind of harbors back to when Michael Jordan was playing basketball. Like, he was the best player, but he didn't win the MVP every year. That's kind of what I'm feeling with Patrick Mahomes right now, where he's the best player. And you watch him, like, he literally looked like he tore his fucking... Ooh, don't remember. I don't think you're still paying attention in 12, 13 of this one.
Well, actually, my mother, his mama, she's still tuning in.
She is. She's awesome. We love you, Mom. We love you like her.
She's like, oh, I saw your episode when you guys were on vacation. So
yeah, that's pretty.
It's pretty cool devotion there we got.
Chiefs played against the Buccaneers. Went to overtime. Baker Mayfield of the Buccaneers played his ass off.
He was throwing it like he was swinging those football pigskins like all the way down.
He was doing great.
They're losing. Receivers were catching them.
And their top two receivers are hurt. One of them's out for the season, Chris Godwin. Another one's hurt for the next couple of weeks, Mike Evans, and he was still slinging it around. But what if we told you that you should never bet against? Don't bet against what?
Patrick Mahomes.
And the coolest thing, and we'll wrap off football edition here in a second. The coolest thing that happened was when it came to so overtime happened, right? And the refs flipped a coin and they say, one of you guys called the air, right? And so Patrick got to call. And as soon as they won, because as soon as you have the ball, if you go down as an offensive overtime and score a touchdown, game's over, right? Kick a field goal, the other team still gets it. They can still kick a field goal or a touchdown. They can bubble. As soon as Patrick Mahomes won the coin flip, the whole NFL can empathize with Baker Mayfield's face. Baker Mayfield did this as soon as it was up. I don't know if it was heads or tails. We'll just say it was tails. Calls it, gets two tails. Baker Mayfield goes, because he knew. Now you're giving the ball to Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. Game on with the game on. They went down there, scored, won. It's the only team in NFL that's undefeated. Ladies and gentlemen, we are really happy that you came along for the NFL edition of the Illinois.
Episode 43.
Episode 43. Looking forward to talking a little.
We'll see you in our next episode.
Talk a little hoops next time. Take care, guys.